is. 3, 2, 1 pills in black and white, or gray, or green, or kind of whatever. All right, so early out of the gate, we're seeing good play from all four players. It is, nobody really just taking a strong lead here, and that's probably a sign that all of our players are not making any major mistakes and they've got solid, decent boards, which is really all we can ask for most of the time.
Mhm. That's most of what we're asking when we play Dr. Mario is just for decent RNG, and that's about
Yeah.
as much as you can ask for at any given time.
Yep. So it is 10, 9, 8, and 6, depending on which side you're looking at. Now it's down to 3 for Arco. He looks like he will be the first one out unless things change drastically. Although with a lightning bolt or a lightning rod there, Atalito doing quite well, but he is out, as is Arco. Ramsey going to be out as well as Luke. So all four players out within just about 5 to 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, very, very close through level 6. No one with a tremendous lead, only a handful of pills, and as we said before, those leads can be, um, those leads can be fickle, those can be overcome.
Definitely. And for anybody not familiar with our 4-up format, the top two players are playing a game against each other. The bottom two players are playing a game against each other. It doesn't matter how they do against, the players they are not playing against. It just matters how they do against the one directly next to them. So, looking at that, it is down to just one virus difference between Ramsey and our one seed Atalito, but just a two virus difference
Oh,
between
watch this from
Arco
Atalito.
and Luke
There we
either.
go. Bam, 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 bam. He was setting up.
Yeah, we're used to seeing that from Atalito, that's for sure.
Mhm.
And wow, pretty much simultaneously out at the bottom for Arco and Luke, and Adelito not far behind. Ramsey still needing a few blues. A double blue would be perfect for him. Is just going to go ahead and take this. Going to get the double yellow. That's going to be extremely helpful because now it just frees up that blue. Oh, a double blue to get him out as well. So he is behind, but not by as much as it could have been. Although if the doc doesn't give him some decent pills, it may be over sooner than he would like.
Mhm. Yeah, not a lot of white on his top line. Um, so that's why you see a couple of just kind of garbage piles there, that he does have to work through. And Adelito has jumped out to a 21 virus lead, whereas on the bottom, it's 2 viruses separating our players there. So, it is kind of Adelito doing Adelito things that,
Yeah, he really
we're
put
all
the
used
jets
to.
on. Really put the jets on there, and I mean that's what we expect. But man, just the speed at which he did so was a bit on
Mhm,
the uncanny side, as
mhm.
Ramsey did not want to place that black slash, yeah, he didn't want to put it there, but is going to get this nice combo. But yeah, like you said, still 10 viruses left in level 8. Adelito already into level 9. Speaking of level 9, it is a dead heat at the bottom between Arco and Luke. These two are just trading blows, and Luke, you saw that little head shake there. He is not happy with that last placement. It's because the yellow slash white ended up in the wrong place. It's not going to be too bad, especially with this white black, but that is
Very
going to
nice
slow
combo
him
there.
down, and he's still within one of Arco, though.
Mhm. He is building up for that potential combo. He still has the opportunity for it. He's looking for a gray-white piece. to set that off. Not quite getting it. I don't know if he's going to eventually just say, "Okay, I don't want this anymore." Okay, he breaks it, but he can get it on this next one. There we go. And it is still 15 to 16. Luke actually has a slight bit of a lead. Um, but the timer advantage does go to Arco.
Yeah, meanwhile, Atalito just at the bottom. There he is, finishes up at a 530. And that is beyond what Ramsey has got. So game one will go to Atalito. But man, that was a close match right up until the final level. Uh, is not looking great for Luke. Yeah, there it is. Arco out at a 551 to take this game number one. But Luke finishing out just right after the 557. So really, really good times for all four players. All right, so everybody going to get a reset. I wish I had Bidwell's Game Boy NES hybrid controller for a game like this. That would be it'd be really nice. All right, we have readies from all four players. And actually, the winner of these two matches will face each other in the next round in our first semifinal. So we're going to hold
Eesh.
for just a moment as we try to get Adelito back. Looks good on our end, but when the
No,
restreamer says you hold,
that's
you hold.
Packy. That's Packy. Um,
All right. And see, this
'Cause
is why I
I
said when the
thought that
restreamer
closet
says you
looked
hold, you hold.
familiar. It's okay. We're gonna get the correct stream up.
Funny enough, whenever Adelito used to have his face cam on, all we would see is like directly the packy look, the directly above his head. So I just kind of had it in my head.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it
would
looks
only
like it's
see, like,
above him.
from the
It must
neck
be his
up.
camera.
I thought
All
that,
right.
and then I
So
said, "Wait a second, that closet looks very, very familiar."
Adelito letting us know that his OBS has crashed. So we're going to give him a second to come back up. Uh, give Ramsey a touch of a breather. Yes, as he played lying down. That is correct. Adelito, of course, over in the Eastern Hemisphere in Turkey, and it's quite a bit later there than it is here. But as we
Mhm.
saw last night, that doesn't always mean anything. As Archer Lewis, our surprise just buzzsaw in yesterday's silver bracket, coming all the way from the UK. So our European contingent growing ever more quickly. But depending on your definition of, and I don't know if Adelito lives on the European side or the Asian side of Turkey. We've never asked, privacy and all that. But if I suppose you could consider it Europe, in which case, uh, Europe is a strong place for Dr. Mario play now.
Mhm. Well, and then if he's on the Asian side of Turkey, then he's with our Asian contingency of Frank, who holds, both the 0 to 10 and 0 to 20 world records in this version of this game.
Yeah. And we've got at least one, I think two others who play in Virus Busters League over in Asia as well. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's becoming a worldwide phenomenon, if you will. All right, Adelito is back, and looks like our players are re-readying, and there they are. It's 3, 2, 1, and Pills, game number two. Something about this color scheme, it just throws me off a little bit. Doesn't matter what else is going on. I'm just like, ooh, pretty colors. All right, Luke out to a very early lead here as down to just 13 viruses.
Mhm.
Leads all four players as Arco struggling a little bit at the top of his board, and Atalito with a couple of floaty viruses as well. But nobody doing much more as far as taking a strong lead. But it is Luke at a 6 to 10 leading his group, Atalito at an 8 to 15 leading his as well.
Luke's setting up for something very, very specific, looking for that one specific pill, and then this double black after he will be out at a 105.
Adelito waiting around for another blue pill is going to get it right there, and now just needs three reds to be able to get out of this one. Going to get that double out at a 118. So takes the early lead here against Ramsey, who gets a combo. Doesn't do a lot as far as viruses, but is going to get him a little closer to finishing. He is out at a 139, and I did not see when Arco joined Luke in level 7.
But all of our players are in level 7. Luke with about a 14 virus lead at this point, and Ramsey and Adelito basically tied. Um, Ramsey with a little bit of a lead, uh, but Adelito has a lot of setups going on.
Yeah, honestly, after watching the first round match that Ramsey had, that's not going to surprise me at all.
Mhm.
He is just there. There was no switch over for him between NES and SNES, and just had no issues with it at all. It's the sort of thing I was expecting to see from Frank, as we see Luke out about a 228. Frank, of course, one of the world's best at any version of Dr. Mario, but his preferred version is this Game Boy. So we expect him to really bring it in his next match, which should be coming up after this one, where he'll play against John Dat Flindo. But as you said, Ramsey storming in here is out of his level 7 with Adelito still with 4 to go, and it's all blues, and that mistuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, nope, never mind. Never mind,
Okay.
miscalled it.
It was. I guarantee that was a mistuck, but Adelito is so good at what he does. He knew immediately how to fix it.
I will maintain that he did not that was not unintentional. Uh, he the next pill was just too perfectly placed. I think he did it on purpose, but he will never tell us that he did it incorrectly, I'm pretty sure, and
We
no
used
more
to be
should
able
he
to
have to.
tell when he had a face cam, um, because of his reaction. But he doesn't use a face cam anymore, so it's a little harder to tell.
All right. Luke down to just 5 viruses in level 8 is not getting what he needs. That's going to be very helpful. Just needs a handful of reds or, black, depending on how you see it. Just needs 2 more, and we'll be out of level 8 first at a 410, which is a good time on NES. We don't know. Like, we can compare SNES. Nobody really has done a comparative study of how the NES and the Game Boy versions match up, I don't think. But
No, and
it
I'm
is
not sure if that's necessarily, because they have slightly different gameplay, because of the distribution of pills. Um, I don't know how much it would be, you know, to me they're two fundamentally different games. Just like for me, SNES and NES are two fundamentally different games.
you're not terribly wrong there. Uh, Wow, the lead that Luke has put down here. This
Mhm.
gauntlet has been thrown, and Atalito is ahead by 5 viruses, but Ramsey really storming down himself. If he gets a yellow gray, or actually this yellow black is going to be fine. I just mixed the colors completely. It is going to help him out, but that's a lot of setups going on there for Adelito. He just needs a gray slash blue. Kind of waiting to see if that happens. Luke is out at a 530 to lead all players. Adelito there is going to get it. There
Ooh,
is no combo breaking, I don't think, in this game.
no,
So,
I don't
you
think
know,
it has those same risks that the NES version does.
oh, but this is going to be close as Ramsey is pretty free and clear. Is going to need a couple more blacks, a few more grays, but there it is. Adelito is out first at a 608, but man, Ramsey not far behind and
Mhm.
nearly had us in a decider on the top game. He is out at a 621. So GG's to all players. But we are going to pull away from the Ramsey Adelito matchup as Adelito has taken that and give Luke and Arco a chance for this decider.
Mhm.
All call. It
Ramsey
looks like
saying in
we've
the
got.
chat, "Still need to figure out my not get paired against Frank or Adelito strategy." I feel you there, Ramsey, especially with Adelito. Um, I know several of us have had, just you just run into Adelito and you're just like, okay, don't lap me."
I know that feeling. All right, so we've got both players starting up at our bottom match in this decider, and Luke kind of picked up right where he left off. Is going to get some good plays, but Arco already down to 19 as well. These two are neck and neck, just showing off really quick pill speed, which suggests to me that at least one of them is playing on a keyboard as Arco with a great combo there. That T clear was exactly what the doctor ordered. Pun only partially intended.
No, intend all of your puns. Intend all of them. As much as I don't like them.
Oh, wow.
Luke,
Great combo from Arco there, but it is going to be Luke out first at a minute one. Super fast speed there.
yeah,
And at 108.
Luke really taking advantage of, the double pills when they come in, um, using them to his best advantage, um, setting up different combos that in other versions might not work as well, you might be waiting a little bit longer, but knowing that those double pills come more often, can actually, influence your strategy with Dr. Mario. You see it right there, exactly what he does right there. Um, Knowing that those are gonna come, he can say, "Okay, I can set this up. I might not use it now, but I'm gonna use it in about a minute."
Both players really pushing here, and it is a tie game. Now it is a couple of virus lead by Luke, but you can see that he's got some dependencies here. Is going to need to get this yellow slash white out of the way before he can get to. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Exactly what he needed. And he is out at a
Mhm.
223. And Arco going to be out pretty shortly here. A double blue slash gray would be perfect for him. Going to get two of them out of the 232. So, oh, and gets a quick turnaround. I didn't even see the congratulations screen come up. It doesn't quite work the same way as on the NES, so that is something that he
Mhm.
had to figure it out on
Yeah.
his own.
Yeah, you can't just hold down the start button, you have to press it, which took me a while practicing and doing calls to actually figure out. You do have to press it, um, and there's a very specific timing to it. You can, you can get uh, the pause buffer that we like to talk about. You can get that every once in a while.
Oh,
But it is
definitely.
13 to 9 at this point. It is very, very close.
But one thing I noticed, Luke is playing on high speed. Now that can be problematic in some of our level blocks because if you pass a 5 or a 10, it will trigger the animations. But in 6 to 9, that is not the case. I didn't check to see if he was doing it in the last level block. So he's out of the 357. But it'll be interesting to see if the next one, which does include a it does include a 10. If Luke makes it, it'll be interesting to see if he plays on that high speed again.
Mhm. Yeah, and we have also been told by players like Frank that, the vast majority of Game Boy, Dr. Mario players play on medium speed, and some of the higher levels can just be a little unwieldy at that high speed.
Just a little. I mean, you're being very, very kind to the game. For those who haven't tried this game on its highest setting, it is beyond unwieldy. It is downright scary, and sometimes it's a crapshoot if you even get a viable final 18 or 19 or 20.
Mhm,
As we watch Luke with some really, really smart setups here, is going for this horizontal and has everything set up on top of it. That level of next up thinking is uh, really doing well for him, and he is down to just 7 viruses away from punching his ticket into the next round. Arco trying to do something about that is 10 viruses away from doing so himself. But Luke really in the driver's seat here, just needs 3 more blue grays and will be out. Of course, he's getting a blitz of not that. But there it is. And at a 547, we see Luke out of level 9. GG's to both players. This has been a great second round match.